Yeah.
What up? We're here.
Top of the morning to you, Mr. Glass.
Yeah, man, it's earlier than usual.
Yeah, it's a challenge.
Much earlier than usual.
Yeah, typically this is a late operation.
Right.
After we've been talking all day. And this is an early morning edition.
Yeah.
Which has been a while since we did one of these.
Yeah, it's been a long time.
Maybe like a year.
Yeah, at least a year.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
Hopefully we make it through this shit.
Yeah.
Because this is an important topic, man.
It is.
Yeah.
It is.
Nice shirt, man.
Thanks,
RIP
man.
joint.
Appreciate it.
Nice. You know, hopefully that the camera gets that.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, it's a good one. It's a good
That's
one.
the piece idea, man. So yeah, this week, man, we following up on last week's episode, which was popular. You know, and had a lot of discussion going.
Yes, it did.
Last week we talked about the worst promotional strategies.
Yeah.
Things that you should not be doing, but you probably doing because you don't know no better.
Would it be wrong of us to tag other people in this topic if we felt they needed to? No, I'm just fucking around.
That's a very interesting question.
Would it be hypocritical?
Yeah. Are we allowed to tag people if it's for their benefit?
Right.
Well, probably. Because it's not just to promote.
Right.
To tag people to promote, no.
Right.
To tag people to help, that's probably acceptable.
Okay, all right.
Yeah, I'll let that go.
You'll allow it?
I think that's cool. Yeah. Only if you're helping.
Right.
You got to know that you're helping.
Right.
You can't just be like, yeah, this music is going to help you because it's fire.
Right.
But you can say this segment is going to help you promote your art or music business better. So you should check this out.
What if they don't know that it's going to help? What if they...
They never know, bruh. People don't be trying to take the medicine, man. You got to put the medicine in different forms. You just got to say this show is entertaining.
Right. That's funny.
And then when they turn in because they see us laughing and clowning, then they're like, oh, there's some jewels in there.
Right.
You can't just tell a motherfucker, yo, your promo sucks. Watch this. They'll never watch it.
Oh,
They'll be
man.
like, oh, why are you talking shit about my promo, son?
Why you hating,
This
son?
got me this far. What the fuck do you know?
That's funny.
You just got to be like, you know, we got to hit them with the Trojan horse technique.
Right.
Man, where it just look like some fun play shit, look like a little amusement ride.
Yeah.
Then when they get in it, they're like, oh, shit.
Mad jewels.
Soldiers just hopping out of the show, attacking my ideas. Attacking my beliefs.
Yeah.
Come in looking like the Trojan horse, and then you hop out just kicking their old beliefs' asses.
Hey, it's necessary. But I digress.
Yeah. So yeah, this week we're talking about the best promotional strategies. We're going to talk about 10 things that you should be doing that actually help you get fans easier than ever. And most of this shit we're going to name doesn't cost you anything.
Right.
And so, you know, we have talked here about like publicists and booking agents and stuff like that before, and the artist dream team and the videographer. This is none of that. And so we do, when it comes to those techniques, those are things that you do have to spend money for or share your money with, right? These are things you can do all on your own. 10 things that will help you promote better and easier and get better results than all that bullshit you're probably doing.
Yeah.
And so we're going to take a break and we'll be right back.
We got you stuck off the realness, the most infamous, you heard of us. Official podcast murderers, the show comes equipped with viewpoints to share. Grown man ideas for all those who care and wanna grow, so go ahead and download. Every single week with a brand new episode. You're not alone in this world, cousin, so we share information and honest discussion and keep repping the culture like we supposed to. They spread gossip, but they never come close to. I can hear it inside their tone. They talk about the industry but never left their home. You get laced up with bullet points and such, plus empowering topics that they never would touch. You can put your whole network against the team, but Super Duty Tough Work's the MVP. Most valuable podcast on MP3. Priceless info, but all of it's free. So take these words home and think them through. Super Duty Tough Work is coming at you. You are now listening to Super Duty Tough Work with your host, Blueprint. Raw and uncut. Adult conversations. No shucking, no jiving, and no bullshit.
All right. Super duty tough work, man.
Yeah,
we back here, man.
Yeah.
Blueprint and Logic, live from Super Duty Studios, in the south side of Columbus. Bringing you empowering information, and so we're going to talk about promotional strategies. The best.
Yeah, good promotional strategies.
Yeah, we're going to start with number one. The number one promotional strategy is to run a campaign.
Yes.
See, what a lot of people don't know, and a lot of artists don't know, is that whenever you look at some other larger, more professional entity roll out something, it's a promotional campaign. That's what they call it. And if you want to understand promotional campaigns, just look at political campaigns, right? Those are probably the most popular type of campaigns we see.
And obvious.
Yeah, and obvious, right? Because a lot of the music stuff is not so obvious.
Right,
you
subtle.
won't even know. But a promotional campaign is when, say, you've got a political campaign, you have candidates, right, who all have something that they want to get across to you. And say, hey, they're selling themselves. I believe this. I believe this. I believe that. And at the end of this campaign, I need you to vote for me, right? Or vote for me, or to whatever, just support the ticket in general, or vote for this issue. It could be anything, right? But that's how we see political campaigns. There's a start, there's an end, and then there's a action that they want you to do, right? And so when it comes to that, it's very easy. The problem is that when it comes to music stuff, it's not so obvious. So a musical campaign is no different though, but it's like you should have an end goal, which is if you sell music, if you sell art, if you're having a sale, if you're having whatever is coming out, you want to have a start date, an end date. And in between those two dates, you have things that happen at certain times that get people more interested in what you're doing, that build anticipation. That's a campaign, basically. So a good example of a campaign that's going on right now that a lot of people probably haven't peeped is DJ Premier. Like if you are on Instagram or follow DJ Premier on social media, the last 2 weeks has been a brilliant masterclass in starting a campaign. Yeah. So what we're talking about here is the new Gangstar record. So about 2 weeks ago, he just had like a 30-second video of a little answer machine and Nas, right? Saying, hey, yo, Preem, and he was asking about, yo, I heard there's a new Gangstar record. Premier didn't say there's a new Gangstar record.
Nah, he didn't have to.
He didn't say shit, right? He hit you with the answer machine, which reminded you of the joint off of was it Hard to Earn intros? I think it might have been Losing Hard to Earn. Yeah, we had the phone intros, the I Chill joints, right? So Nas just basically did the same intro he did on the I Chill intros on the Gangstar album from 2000. No, it was 94.
94.
Yeah, shit. And that just had you reminiscing, like, oh shit, where have I heard this before? He put the same break, but this is the exact same shit, but Nas is saying something different. And that kind of creates this feeling of, wait a minute, now you tugging on some shit that I'm familiar with. Where's this shit going? So he started there. And then I think the next day it was like he posted some kind of like video clip of like some old footage of them.
Yeah, it's like a montage of old Gangstar footage.
Yeah, like old Gangstar footage was a montage. So the average person might be thinking, you might not see how these things are coming together. But if you're an artist or you have a business, you should be looking at that as like, from the moment he posted that Nas thing, that was the start of his campaign.
Instant coverage too.
Right.
Like I heard about that from Hip Hop DX. That's how I saw the Nas thing. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like because I follow Premiere, but I'm not crazy on IG all the time. Yeah. And that's how I found that out. And that's all that was posted at that time. Yeah. That's it.
And people were just like, whoa.
Yeah, this is happening. Yeah. It's going down.
Yeah. And there was no talk of it before then.
No.
I never even thought that it was even
a possibility.
Yeah. Like, do they have Gangstar records? Did he leave any material behind? I never thought about that. Right. And it's been dope to watch. Every day he's dropped something. And then that led up to the audio of the first single. Right. And then it was like, oh, here's some still images of the the video, and then the video dropped, you know what I'm saying? And okay, here's behind the scenes to the music video, you know. So it's like all this within a 2-week period. It was like he let you know something was coming. Then you heard, okay, you saw some shit that brung you back into the Gangstar shit and what you missed, and you heard Guru rhyming. Then you saw you heard the whole single, then you heard the whole fucking video, and now you're like, holy shit. And he still ain't said no release date.
Nope, not at all. Campaign, beautiful campaign
that's being rolled out right now, and anticipation is building. I'm a Gangstar fan, so
yeah, me too.
You already know I'm
I'm ready.
Yeah, it's ordered already. You know, come on, man, let's go.
Let's go.
You know what I mean? So I never really heard a Gangstar record I didn't like.
Right.
So you know, I'm looking forward to that. But the point of all this is to point out that this is an example of a well-run campaign. They're not just waking up every day scrambling for things to post.
Right.
The stuff that the stuff he's posting now, I'm sure stuff was in the work for at least a year.
At least.
You know, so you think about going back, finding all that archive footage of them on tour, them in the studio together. That takes time to get it edited, to decide the order of events. So the best way to promote yourself is not to scramble around, get mad at people when they don't respond to your posts. The best way to do it is to take your time and to come up with like pieces that you can use in a promotional campaign.
Yeah. I mean, I think it's beautiful. I'm enjoying it, and I'm ready.
Yeah.
You know, I love watching campaigns unfold.
Yeah.
It excites me. It gives me ideas, you know, and it's like, it gets me back into the mode of, especially if it's an artist that I've been listening to for a while, it gets me back into the mindset. Like, oh yeah. Like when, just like Black Thought rolling out his EPs and stuff like that. Like just getting in that mode, like, oh, Thought about to. It's coming.
Yeah.
Then he dropped that freestyle on Flex. It's like, oh shit.
Yeah, because that was part of the campaign.
Exactly. Because
he could have went up there at any time.
Anytime.
He didn't though.
Yeah.
He didn't go up there till he had that thing in the chamber.
Yep.
You know,
and then he hit you with that 10 minutes.
You're like,
where's flames?
You're like, I need this. Oh yeah, album's dropping.
Yep,
you know,
next week.
You're like, oh shit, because he was still hype off the freestyle.
Hell yeah,
I had it on repeat.
Hell yeah,
and yeah, man, that shit is like that. That's a great example, man. And so like, as an artist, I would also want to add this to this point is that sometimes things will come up, and they might be before or after your campaign. Like say someone asks you to do, I don't know, a radio promo, for example, you're Black Thought. So say, hey man, I want you to come up here and freestyle. If you know you got a record coming out in 6 months, you should ask them if you can defer that and wait until you start your album campaign. Because it will hit a hell of a lot harder as a piece that promotes this end thing than just as this piece that sits out there by itself.
Exactly.
And, you know, I do that myself. I try to, like, I don't do one thing. I do this podcast every week, but I don't do a ton of press anymore.
Yeah, me neither.
So it's like people will say, "Oh man, Print, can you do an interview? Can you do it here?" I try to save all of it until I've got something coming out. Yeah, because I want it to be used for a specific purpose. Right. And their timeline shouldn't necessarily determine that. It should be what I got going on.
Yeah, and I hope, and shout out to everybody who's asked me for an interview. Yeah, I hope I don't sound like an asshole saying no. Man, you know what I'm saying? Like telling, well, can we wait until this time frame, or you know, like maybe later. You know what I'm saying? Like even if I don't have anything planned that's coming out soon, I usually try to defer it and wait until I do have a plan. Yes. I do have something coming out. So I apologize if I ever came off. Yo, nah, fam, I'm good. Nah, but yeah, you know, like, cause you got to make sure everything works. Yes. You know, for something and not just having us random interviews out there when you're not, you don't have anything to attach them to.
I agree. So that's number one. Run a campaign. Yeah. One of the best promotional strategies there is. Yes. It might be the best. Yeah. Okay, let's go to number 2, promotional strategy. And this should be, you know, a given, but we got to say it, but great art. Mm-hmm. In the era that we're in now, where everyone is interconnected, you know how it is when you start looking at your Facebook feed and everybody's talking about a certain topic, when everybody's talking about an event, be it good, be it bad. You go to Twitter, things are trending. You go certain topics, certain places, people are talking about certain things. That's the power of word of mouth. Word of mouth starts when you do something that's worth talking about. Exactly. The same thing applies. The same dynamic that impacts a bad event or something great happening impacts music, art. You know, so you having music means that that's really, really great, means that you can now enlist people to spread the word for you.
Right.
Because I don't care who you are, you don't have enough time in the day to sit on the internet and promote yourself.
No, you don't.
Nor should you.
Yeah.
Right. And I realized that maybe in 2010, 2011, because, we're still figuring this internet thing out.
Right.
And I remember thinking like, yo, I got all day, but I ain't got all day.
Right. Right.
Like I can literally sit here and promote all day.
Yeah.
But that's not going to change shit.
Right.
Like it changes when people start telling people about this shit for me.
Exactly.
And so what you need to do first and foremost, before you have a campaign, before you have any of this shit we're talking about, is make great art.
Yeah. Make sure what you're putting out there is something worth talking about. If you're not excited to share with people, then people ain't gonna be excited to share with other people.
Come on, man.
Like you gotta have something good that's worth people listening to, that's worth them saying, yo, you heard this joint, you heard this record, this EP is crazy. You know what I'm saying? Like whatever. I mean, you gotta have that.
Yeah. And that energy is contagious, like you said. Like think about early in Kanye's career.
Oh, come on, man.
He was jumping on tables, he was rhyming whenever, he was doing everything, he was putting his money up, paying for his own videos. All of that's because he believed in the art. And when you saw his enthusiasm for the art, you thought, I need to listen to this shit. We didn't go into Kanye's record thinking it would be that fire.
Right. We just had to listen to it because he was doing all this shit.
Yeah.
And his name was buzzing everywhere.
Yeah. He's like, yo, he's literally doing everything he can.
Yeah.
He's telling you, I believe this in this record. And he was right.
Yeah.
It's a classic. And so you have to first and foremost make something that you're that excited about.
Right.
You can tell a lot of people ain't that excited about their music because they not that excited. They think it's cool. They might think it's dope. But are you that amped to where you're just like, nah, fam, you need this.
You need this in your life.
No. Oh, you haven't heard my shit? Come on, man. Don't play yourself. Like, you got to do that shit, man. Like, I think I might have told the story about like the first time I met my guy Swanberger on here. Did I tell you the story before? Okay, so I met a friend. I was drunk, so I didn't. He had to tell me the story. So I met my guy Swanberger in Florida. This was when we were on the Scribble Jam tour in 2005. I met him in St. Petersburg, Florida, and we were on the Scribble Jam tour. And I guess after the show was ended, this was right after 88 came out. Okay. So the shit was just it was hot. It was hot in the streets. And I was killing on that tour, and then I was outside, I guess, afterwards. And that's the way Swan tells us that. I guess we was chopping it up, and somehow the record came out, and he was like, nah, I haven't. I was like, yo, have you heard 1988 yet? And he was like, nah, I ain't heard it yet. And he said my face was just like,
like, bruh,
what the fuck is wrong? And I'm just like, what the fuck is wrong with you, man? You need to hear this fucking record. You're playing yourself. This shit is incredible. Like he said, I was just like, no, you need to go hear this shit. You're playing yourself by not hearing it. And he said on one hand, he was like, damn, this motherfucker is arrogant as shit. Like, but then he was like, no, he actually really believes in this shit. He said the next week he went to the record store like, hey, let me get this 88 shit, see what this dude's talking about. And he said as soon as he put it in tech, he was like, oh,
okay.
He was right.
Okay.
I've been a fan ever since. So it was like, I belied in that shit, and I didn't even remember that conversation, but it sounds like some shit I would have said back then.
It definitely does. like, yo,
what's wrong? Hey, God, this motherfucker ain't heard 1988. He said I just did him like that, like in front of mad people. Like,
yeah.
Hey, man. Hey, come on, get this guy.
That's great.
You know what I mean? It was like brothers now. But it's funny. Like that's when we met. I was talking shit like, you need to own this record, bro.
That's great.
Don't play yourself. So make great art. Then you don't have to promote. Then when people see you promote it, it hits harder,
right?
Because they know you fucking care instead of just, hey, here's another post and then be excited about that shit.
Yeah.
So that's number 2, best promo strategy. Number 3. And this is one that's we got to get into the weeds with this one because this is a little more of an advanced technique and some people don't get it. But the number 3, best promotional strategy is to find a niche. So when it comes to, let's look at the history of hip hop. What you had, let's say prior to 94, 95, you had specialists.
Right.
You had like a Rakim could just rap his ass off.
Yeah, bars all day.
G-rap. Bars. Kane, bars.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like Bismarcky comedy. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like nice and smooth, fun records, right? People didn't do everything.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like if you was a gangster rapper, you was a gangster rapper. If you was a fun rapper, you was a fun rapper. If you was a lyricist, you was a lyricist. But what happened with like Pac, Biggie, Jay-Z, and then Nas, who followed their lead, was that you had guys who became like generalists.
Right.
To where now it's, okay, I'm going to have my gangster song.
Yep.
I'm going to have my party song. I'm going to have my up in the club song.
Yep.
I'm going to have my I'm in love but I can't keep the girl song.
Yeah.
I'm going to have my song where I'm just spitting. I'm going to have my don't fuck with me song. You know what I mean? Like you have all these...
I think LL was the first to do that.
He was, but yeah, it didn't really, but no one else did it.
Yeah, no one else did it.
No one else did it.
He broke into the love genre, definitely.
Yeah.
But he still had those hard joints.
Yeah.
He had softer songs.
No one else did.
Nobody else was really like moving all over the place on their record. It was just straightforward. This is what I do. This is what I'm going to do. That's it.
That's it.
Yeah.
That's it, right? And so, but then when like the explosion of like Biggie, Pac, Jay.
Yep.
You had the birth of like feeling like you had to be everything.
Yeah, you had to do it all.
Had to do it all. So from that point forward, rappers have been feeling like they had to do it all.
Yeah.
And I think this is really up until recently when you start looking at guys like, you know, Kendrick.
Right.
I never get the feeling that he feels he has to do it all.
Nah.
I think he's like, this is me.
Yeah, I'm just going to rap. And whatever comes out, comes out.
Yeah.
He ain't trying to do a chick joint.
Fill all the baskets.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, you know, so but what's happened now is that we've started to revert back to
the
specialists, having a niche artist, having a little lane that's strategically yours.
Right.
And what people say, well, why would I want to do that? Why would I forego being someone who can potentially, you know, appeal to everyone and be someone who can just focus on one small niche? Well, you do that because that's how the internet is set up.
Right.
And that's how you actually live your life.
Exactly.
You know, so if you look at, some examples of this, so look at a guy like Mega Ran, for example. Early on in Mega Ran's career, this is before the shit was even a genre, he was rhyming about video games. You know what I'm saying? His name is after goddamn, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
Video game reference, right? This wasn't necessarily the thing 10 years ago, 15 years ago. Guys weren't necessarily embracing video game culture and hip hop like that. What we know now of nerdcore did not exist, right? And but look at how things progressed. He found, when he branded himself as like, yo, these are my interests. I'm into comic books. I'm into video games.
Yeah.
I'm not a tough guy.
Right.
I can rap. You know what I mean?
Right. So I'm gonna talk about what I know.
I'm gonna talk about what I know.
Yeah.
You know, I'm gonna talk about what I know. And in doing that, he found people with similar interests. He, instead of saying, I gotta have the lyrical joint, I gotta be appealing to this, I gotta be a sex symbol. Nah, he's just being himself. He found his own lane, and in doing so, people found him.
Yeah.
And that's the key with it. When you find your own lane, you don't have to promote as hard because people are now looking for you.
Yeah.
You know?
It's so true. Like if you look at it on a bigger level, look at Outkast.
Yes.
Like even though Outkast is Outkast,
yeah,
very niche.
Yes.
Very niche with what they did because there was nothing Southern like that was out. Yeah, you had the Ghetto Boys. You had, you know, a lot of the Texas rap. But in Atlanta, there was nothing coming out of there that really signified what Atlanta was about. So you look at Outkast, you look at the whole Dungeon family in general.
Yes.
They were very, very them. And they didn't have to fit. They didn't try to fit in all those boxes. They didn't try to be lyricists. They just did them. Yeah. And that shit fucking is history. You know what I'm saying? The shit blew up.
Yeah, it's true. And, you know, another example is this podcast, right?
Yeah.
So, I mean, we could be doing the interview rappers about what they have out now podcast, and we probably would be bigger, right? But we have a specialized thing we do, which is trying to help artists and talk about things in our lane for people who came up and were influenced by what we do.
Right.
There's not a lot. There's really nothing like us out there who does it this way, you know? And because that, we're not the biggest, but we have a loyal fucking following.
Exactly.
Like we know, we never in doubt, like, are people gonna listen?
Right.
You know, so we have a loyal following. People support us. They're amped about it. And like, they spread the word for us now.
Exactly.
Like when I look at our Twitter, so many people saying, y'all need to listen to this episode. They killed it this week. Or listen to that one. This one's great. People do the work for us because I could never, like I said before, we could never do all that promoting.
No.
We'll never be on the internet enough, and people will never listen to us. So it's always better coming from someone else. But that can't happen if you don't have your own lane.
Definitely.
So that's number 3. We'll take a break. We'll be right back.
Wow.
What up, everybody? Blueprint here to let you guys know that all 3 of my books are finally back in stock. That means right here, What a Night. This book is back in stock. It's $10. This is a book about the worst shows in my career. That's 10. Word is Blog Volume 1 is back in stock. That's $10. And also, The Making of Adventures in Counterculture. This book is about my Adventures in Counterculture album. If you have the album, you love the album, you should have a book too. That's $10. All 3 of these books are back in stock for $10 each, or you can get all 3 of them for just $25 right now on waitlist.net. That's all I got today. Thanks for your support. Peace. All right.
Yeah.
Super duty tough work.
Right.
The most infamous podcast on planet Earth. Teaching you how to be better at spreading the word about what you do.
Word.
Better promo. So you don't have to be tagging people. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You know, dropping links just, you know, from out of nowhere.
Explosion
Hopping
links.
out the bushes with links in your hands. Running up on people in the middle of the night with a link.
Bad
Scaring
links.
people.
Scaring people with links. Oh, man.
I'm trying to save you from yourself.
Yeah, man.
This podcast. So, yeah, we got 3 down. Number 4.
Yeah.
That's promotional strategy. And this is something I like to call practice publicly. So when you look at guys, what a lot of people do is, let's say you're dope at your art, you're dope. You only talk to people, you got new music, you talk to them. You don't have new music, you ain't got much to say. That was the old paradigm of like album cycles that we grew up on, right?
Right.
If you got an album out,
You talking all the time.
if you don't,
I don't hear from you too much. It's very rare.
right.
Unless you got a new video or something.
Yeah, but social media has changed it to where now you can gain a following strictly by practicing publicly. An example of this is shout out to my guy DiBiase. You know, producer DiBiase, where, you know, he maybe once or twice a week he's gonna post a beat.
Yeah.
On some different, and it might be on a completely different machine.
Yep.
One might be on the machine.
Right.
The next one might be on the MPC.
Yeah.
Next day he might hit you with the SP. You know what I mean?
Right.
Then he might hit you with the little pocket operator joint.
Yeah,
You know what I
right.
mean? And all of it's gonna be fire. He's just gonna cycle. He might hit you with an SP 1200 joint.
Yeah.
He got all the machines.
The iPad
Yeah,
joint.
he's
Like,
yo.
all of it.
But he's sharing his work with or without an album, and what this does is it furthers his brand and it reminds people of who he is.
Right.
Like, oh yeah, I fuck with him, and so the people who like it will retweet it. And then the people who don't follow him will listen. Oh, who's this? That my friend retweeted. Must be fire. If Illogic retweeted it, right?
Right.
Oh, it's fire. Who's this DiBiase guy?
Yeah.
Let me follow him. Let me see what he's got out. Oh, then you start looking through his page. You start seeing, you know, his album. You start seeing
history.
Yeah, his history. Okay, let me dig deeper. Next time on Spotify, let me follow this fool. Next thing you know, he got 250,000 fucking plays a month on Spotify.
Right.
You know, just from that. It's no different. Look at like drummers, for example, J-Zone. He practices publicly.
Yes.
He posts videos of his drumming at once, maybe every other week or something.
Yeah.
Something of him practicing his instrument. It doesn't have to be perfect. It just has to show that he's demonstrating the skill that he has branded himself with.
Right.
And that goes way further than, hey, y'all, I play drums. Buy the album. Buy the CD. Come to the shows.
Yeah.
See, it's something that is only, I mean, it's only possible through the social media we have now.
Right.
You know, this wouldn't have been done back in the day. There was-
It would take too much time.
yeah.
Equipment too heavy.
Yeah.
You know,
How
like-
do you do this? Like,
Yeah, you can't do that.
The beauty of the iPhone and the phone now is that you can literally share these moments with people, and the quality is becoming better and better.
And you could do it live. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Like, you don't have to record anything. You could just go live and, yo, I'm about to practice my set real
Yep.
quick.
Make
you
a
know what I'm
beat.
saying?
Me and Detox did that a couple times for the last tour. Like,
Yeah.
we would, the first 10 minutes of our practice, I would go live on Instagram, and I would just set the camera down or held the camera while we rhymed, and he would be cutting over my shoulder, and it would just be us practicing the set, and people tuned in like, oh shit, They never really saw it like that, the behind the scenes, and it just keeps people engaged and involved, and it promotes. That's something that you don't even need a new record,
right,
to do.
It promotes you.
Yeah, it promotes you. You know, and that's better. And again, you have to have faith that it's dope enough for people to spread the word.
Word.
Because a lot of people can't do it because they feel like, well, what is this gonna do? I'm better off just posting a link to my own, telling people to buy it.
Yeah.
It's like, no, this is gonna do something even better than that.
Yeah, because it's kind of an interactive. It's an interactive feel. You know what I'm saying? Especially when it's video.
Yes.
When it's video, people feel more engaged and they feel like you're speaking to them directly as opposed to just posting a picture or posting a link.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. So yeah, you know, there's a lot of examples. DiBiase, a lot of the guys in the beat scene, I think, are really good at this.
Yeah, they do it a lot.
Yeah, you know, because it's like they can post beats without having their face in the footage.
Right.
It's personal, but it's not as personal. Whereas like me and you don't post videos of us rapping that often.
Nah, it's rare.
It's like, yo, you don't put the camera on face and just be rapping at you like that.
Yeah, like nah. And I was thinking about that, like, because there's a lot of the younger dudes do it a lot.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying. And I don't know if it's just like we just old school and we just don't. We feel corny doing it.
Yeah, we could do more.
We could do more.
I'm going to be doing it more because I was like, yo, I could easily be doing a verse of the week considering the amount of collaborations I do with people.
Right.
It wouldn't be any problem. It's just I want it to look crispy if I do it.
I want it to be dope. Like I don't just want to have a phone in the hand. Or if I do that, I want to edit it. I want it to look. You know what I'm saying? I want it to look fresh.
Color correct my joint.
Yeah, you know exactly. You know what I'm saying? I want it to look fresh. It has some nice edits. You know, some nice cuts. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's that raw diggy shit. Yeah. They out there going raw right now.
Right.
It's like, damn. I mean, I get it. It works.
Yeah.
But I think if you're a rapper, you're trying to build a fan base, you should be doing that.
Yeah, you should.
And also, we're speaking from the perspective of having fan bases.
Right. Exactly.
So it's kind of, you know.
We should be cultivating that.
Yeah.
Giving them a little something to nibble on.
Yeah.
Even when we don't have records out.
Right.
You know
we could be doing more.
We could be doing a lot more.
Yeah. In that regard. Yeah. So yeah, that's practicing publicly, man. That's number 4. Okay. Number 5 best way to promote yourself is performing.
Yeah.
Now this is really the original way. Like you think about recorded music, the history of music going back hundreds of years. The only way to promote yourself was to perform live.
Yeah, when you put a record out back in the day, you hit the road. There was no, you know what I'm saying?
Town Square.
Yeah, it was straight up like, you know, back in the day, early blues, early rock and roll. Yeah. You put a record out, you hit the road.
That was it.
That's how you got radio play.
Yeah.
That's how you got that shit, because you played in different cities and then people came to hear you and it's like, oh, this is hot in the streets.
Yes.
Because you hit the road.
Exactly.
That's the original promotion. That's the original publicist.
Thank you.
Is the road manager. You know what I'm saying? Straight up.
It's true. Yeah, man. So like, I mean, and what I think people should also consider is that like when we're talking about performing live, it's not just restricted to leaving your house.
Right.
Because now, like we said, you have the tools now to actually perform, to go live, to put a performance live on the internet.
Yeah.
What's popular now with a lot of cats is just the NPR Tiny Desk concerts.
Yeah.
You know, why? Because people are taking the time to put something into that live performance, real intimate setting, and the craftsmanship is up and the shit they're doing is really dope. And it's like, well, wait a minute, man, these guys are really taking it there. And I should probably do something like that. You don't need NPR to do something like that.
Right. You can do that. I mean, you got a desk.
Yeah. Yeah.
You got a tiny desk.
You got a titty desk.
Yeah.
Kitchen table.
Yeah. Straight up.
You know, you can do it in your little tiny studio. There's no reason to not tap into that energy if you so see fit. If you are a person, you've got a unique stage show, you got a unique energy, just do it. And even if you don't, it's a great way to practice.
Right.
Practice publicly, which is the previous one. But, you know, performing live, getting out there is a way to make a connection with people who wouldn't have otherwise had it.
Right.
You know, they go to shows. And, you know, we've been to shows where we didn't even go to see the person on stage and left a fan. They're like, yo, I actually came to see them.
Right.
But then you were there.
Right.
And fans say that stuff to us.
Yeah.
Like, yo, I went to see them, but you were there, and I left a fan of yours. I bought all your records.
Yeah.
Then I went on Spotify, and I'm in.
I mean, that was back in the day all the time, because, you know, we went opening for Atmosphere, opening for Idea, opening for all of the friends that we have that were a little bigger than us at the time, and cats would come there like, yo, I had no idea who you were before I got here, but you are sick and I bought all your shit. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
And fans for life.
Yeah. And that's the way it should be, man. And live shows have that kind of impact. More than anything you can do, because when they see you up there, actually, it sells your music in a way that you can't on record.
Definitely.
You know, so that's number 5, performing live. Okay. Number 6, best promotional strategy. Provide value. Value, man. Look, everybody will follow somebody when they can get something out of it.
Yeah.
You know, like there's people who listen to us for the entertainment.
Right.
Who aren't artists, who aren't in business. They're just, this is entertaining listening to this talk every week. Right. And then there's people who listen to us because they can get something out of it. Yeah. They're like, this is going to help me succeed.
Cats listen with notebooks.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Taking notes and shit on their phones and whatnot.
Yeah. That's right. Because this shit has value. And we deliberately try to tap into both of those sides because, yes, obviously we rhyme and we're entertainers, but we understand that people are more likely to subscribe and to support things that actually help them, that give them something.
And it makes perfect sense. Why? I mean, I understand wanting to escape everything and, you know, listen to stuff that's just entertaining, but most people, when they listen to something, when they watch something, they really want to get something out of it at the core.
Very true.
You watch a movie, you want to see what the lesson is at the end.
Very true.
You know what I'm saying? You listen to a record, you want to get the message that the artist is trying to convey. Like there's entertainment, but there's also at the core of us, we always want to learn.
Yeah, that's a fact, man. That's a motherfucking fact, man. So, but yeah, and we do it here. You look at other things. So look at so like We Make Beats, for example. Like there's sites that I follow now that are just like Ableton tips and tricks.
Oh yeah.
You know what I mean?
I do the same with the FL Studio shit.
Yeah, right.
Same thing.
Like you follow these people, you don't care who's behind it. You just know that every couple of days they're gonna hit you with some shit.
Yeah, you're gonna be like, I
didn't know I could do that.
That's how you do that.
I'm a freak that though. I see what they did there. Next time I sit down, that's value. It's valuable to us, right? Like I follow dozens, tens of probably 20, 30, 40 fucking filmmaking YouTube channels, at least, you know, from color correction people to special effects people to storytelling people to videographers to screenwriters. I follow all those people, and all of those people were followed because they were doing something valuable.
Right.
And then later on, after they had the value, I started to get into them like, I like this cat.
Right.
Okay. Yeah. If he had something out that I needed, I would support. I would buy it from him if I needed that thing. That's how you have to be. That promotes itself in a way that sometimes you never could.
Exactly.
You know, you look at a lot of these videographers, they get on YouTube and it's called content marketing, right? Where you're marketing, hey, this is how you white balance a camera. But then when they trust you to white balance a camera, they see that you're actually a badass videographer.
Right.
Oh, he actually lives near me. I need somebody to shoot my wedding. This guy who taught me how to white balance my camera is gonna be the guy I hire because I can't shoot my own wedding. Right. You know, or my homie, I need a videographer, whatever the fuck. When people know that you can provide value, they trust you more. They start supporting you more because you've given them more than they've given you. Right. You know, like we give up so much game for free that some people are just like, yo, how can we help y'all? Right. Let us know. Straight up. And we might not even have anything, but okay, when the new record comes around, you can help us. Right. You know, but it's there because we've provided value. So that's number 6. Okay, we'll take a break and we'll be right back. Cool. Quick announcement. Saturday, November 2nd, I'll be in Texas, Austin, Texas, headlining a festival, the Emerge Graffiti Arts Festival. It's going to be held at the Schultz Beer Garden from 7 p.m. to 1 a.m. in the morning. All ages are welcome. Even better, advance tickets are only $5. Walk-up tickets are only $10. There's no excuse for you to not be at the show. So, doors open at 7 p.m. I'll be headlining this festival. I hope y'all can come out and check out the dope art. There's gonna be b-boys there. They got a producer section. They got graffiti section. They got it all. And I'm headlining, you know, so please come out. Schultz Beer Garden, Saturday, November 2nd, Austin, Texas, the Emerge Arts Festival. You can get your tickets at emergeatx.com. That's emergeatx.com. Tickets are only $5. Advance tickets are only $5. Walk-up tickets only $10. I'll see y'all there. Back to the show.
We back.
Your boys. What a day in the office.
Right.
Technical difficulties on this one.
Real break.
You know, that kind of leads us into our next point of discussion.
It does.
Which is having compelling visuals.
Right.
Something that was threatened during this episode. Camera shutting off for no reason. God damn it.
Full of batteries and whatnot.
Yeah. So I'm just not running just for nothing. Like, why did you just stop?
No image.
No image. I'm like, what does that mean? I hit record.
Right.
Ain't no fucking image.
Yeah.
I'm pissed. Okay.
Yeah.
So yeah, compelling visuals. You gotta have those, man.
Yeah.
That's how you sell yourself, man. Look, this podcast, you know, we was audio for 3 years.
Yeah.
And just added some video, and I think it's helped us grow and reach a lot of new people.
I think it definitely has. I think it's given people a little. It gives them a different way to watch us. It gives us a different way to support the podcast. Especially you can, you know, nowadays you can watch it on your TV.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying.
People be doing that.
Yeah, like
it's just wow.
Watching us on their television.
Come on, man. We made it. We made it, Mom.
That's dope.
It's like a TV show.
Yeah,
you know, but it wasn't before, and you know, we decided to add the visuals because we know that's it gives us an additional avenue to promote ourselves.
Right.
If you're an artist, whether you're a visual artist, whether you're a fucking musician, whatever the fuck you do, graphic designer, the visual element of how you promote yourself is of the highest importance. You know, people can hear your voice, especially if you're a musician, and they can hear a song one way, but when they actually see a music video,
right,
it completely changes what they thought about that piece of art.
Yeah.
It gives you a completely different way to tell your story that's complementary to the art. And if you're not doing music videos right now, you're selling yourself short.
Yeah.
I'm not saying you got to do it for every song.
Right.
But for those that actually lend themselves to a visual treatment, go in.
Yeah. Do it.
Because when you make the visual compelling, you end up with something that excites people enough to share. And it makes people talk about you.
Right.
And you don't have to say, hey, the video is out, buy my album. People will listen to it, watch it, and then they'll come to like you and promote you because they like the shit.
Yeah, they'll come find you.
Yeah, yeah. So, you know, an example of this is like this rapper, Toby Nwigwe.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, he seems to me like a guy who has completely found his mark with the visual side.
Oh, yeah.
To where people anticipate his music videos. Yeah. Because they're compelling, right?
And they're very simple, like
simple,
nothing crazy.
No, he's they call it single shot.
Yeah,
single shot videos, right? Where it's just one camera moving from spot to spot, and you're telling a story without turning the camera off. Right. He's got several of those joints that are just really dope, and that's not something. The thing is, it seems new to music videos, but it's. You know, the first time we really saw it done really well was the Exhibit What You See Is What You Get video.
Yeah.
That was a single shot kind of video, and it was one of the best videos of its time.
Right.
But Exhibit didn't even create that. Right. That's a Steven Spielberg thing, the long single shot. And you can go on YouTube right now and go look up long single shot Steven Spielberg. And you'll see dozens of people who have put together collages of all his best single shot.
Right.
So someone just took that technique, whoever his videographer was, maybe it was him, maybe it was someone else, and said, hey, you know what? I think I can do that for my music videos because no one's doing it. Took that technique, applied it, blew up for him. Really blew up.
Really, really blew up.
You know, and
it doesn't hurt that he's dope too.
Yeah, being dope. Yeah, you got to be good. You can't be trash.
Right.
Yeah,
you gotta be good. He's a really good rapper.
Yeah, you gotta be
really
good
song.
Yeah, so it just adds to it, right? Because what the song, people can, it's a dope rap song. When you see that, it just hits different.
Yeah.
Like, oh, this is a whole concept. This is a whole thing. It's not just a dope rapper. And I think that's important for people promoting you. You see people sharing his music videos all the time. They anticipate them all the time because they're different. I mean, another guy who does it is Prof.
Right.
Prof is, since the beginning, he's made bugged out weird videos. You know what I'm saying? And he gets a bunch of people involved. Hey, who wants to be in this video? He'll have 50 motherfuckers in his music videos doing wild ass shit, pool parties and driving around with pregnant chicks and whatever makes motherfuckers talk.
Right.
You know, it's compelling. And it makes people talk about him and his music, and they anticipate the release of these visuals as much as they anticipate the release of his music. Yeah. And that's something you got to do. It's simple, but it works.
I think Joyner Lucas is another one.
Yes.
Because I didn't really fuck with him I've never listened to a full album of his.
Yeah.
I've only watched all of his videos.
Yeah.
And every time he drops a video, I want to see it because you never know what kind of story he's going to tell.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? Like he had the first video of his I saw was the one with the $100 bill.
Okay.
And how it followed the dollar bill everywhere. And
yeah.
That shit was fucking amazing. And, you know, from there, it's like, I just want to see what the fuck, you know, he's gonna come up with next.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And I've never really been a fan of his music. I think he's a good rapper.
Yeah.
But I've never really listened to an album of his.
Yeah.
But his visuals, like every time he drops something, I want to see it.
Yeah. See, that's dope. Yeah. That's dope. And that's what it's supposed to do, man. Mm-hmm. So gosh, number 8.
Yeah.
This is one that you know, people don't do very often, but it always seems to work. And this number 8 is contests.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, remix contest is a good idea. Mm-hmm. You know, people are now asking people to make memes of themselves.
Mm-hmm.
Like, think of how Drake does videos and say, "Oh, that was the most meme worthy." You know, like he had that one where he was doing weird dances,
right?
And all of a sudden, that shit was create dozens of memes from that.
Yeah.
People think he did that on purpose. Mm-hmm. They think that he deliberately put those moments in his video,
right,
knowing that people would snatch them out and meme them and further.
It wouldn't surprise
his
me.
Shit.
It wouldn't surprise. You know what I'm saying? Like it would in today's culture. It wouldn't surprise me that people do things like that on purpose, make crazy faces and shit like that.
Yeah.
So they can be created in memes and basically eternalized. You know.
Yeah. Yeah. And it's gosh, what is the guy's name from the Midnight Hour? I'm going blank on his name right now. Producer.
Adrian Young.
Adrian Young. The Adrian Young Challenge. Mm-hmm. He's got a thing on his Instagram where it's like, okay, for the next 90 days, practice an instrument for 3 hours a day and tell me your results. Mm-hmm. It's a contest. Mm-hmm. It's a challenge, right? To get people involved. It says, hey, this is what I'm doing. This is something that you should do. And we can discuss this. Mm-hmm. At the end of those 90 days, people are just like, yo, I learned something I never thought I would have learned.
Right.
And thanks to Adrian Young for challenging me like that. Mm-hmm. You know, same thing we talked about remixes. Hey, here's the acapellas to this song. Y'all go show me what you got.
Right.
30 days later, 2 weeks later, you got some crazy ass shit that you never thought it would sound like. And the people who are even participating in it are inadvertently like promoting you.
Exactly.
They're promoting themselves in their remix, but then it's your verse, right, your vocals. And so any kind of contest you can do, and that's free. Cost you nothing.
Yeah.
All you got to do is just mix down that acapella.
Yep.
Drop
Post the link.
Yeah. Like you could have we could probably do some sort of challenges on this shit. Okay, this is the worst. You come up, you now in the comment section, y'all tell us your worst, what you've done that didn't work. You know what I mean? Or what you've done that did work. What works really well for you. That's kind of a challenge. That's a contest. You know, those things get people involved and they work, you know. Another example of this is like crowdfunding.
Yeah.
Whether we see it as such or not, crowdfunding actually it's like a group activity.
Yeah.
It gets people involved.
Yeah, and you get prizes.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You give a certain amount of money, you get a certain thing, you know.
Right. And you know, one of the illest things, you know, we talked about it before in here is that you know, people look at crowdfunding as like people raising money, but it's really about awareness. Like it's not even about the dollar amount. It's like, could that person have gotten this many people to talk about and or spread the fact that they got a record coming out without doing that crowdfunding thing?
Right. It's the inclusion of it too.
That's it.
Yeah.
We're part of this campaign. We're part of this artist making this goal. We want to see them. We're rooting for them. You don't necessarily get that just laid back. A record drops tomorrow, drop it out the blue.
Right.
When you bring people into the process, you know, it becomes easier to promote. And that's contest.
Yeah.
That's it. We'll stop right there.
Yeah, we can.
Okay, so that's number 8. All right, 8 joints. Don't say we never gave you none.
Run them back.
We'll run them back, man. The best promotional strategies. Number 1, run a campaign. Number 2, make great art. Number 3, find a niche. Number 4, practice publicly. Number 5, perform live. Number 6, provide value. Number 7, compelling visuals. Number 8, contests. And that's it, man.
Yeah.
We hope y'all got something out of this, and let us know in the comment section, and see y'all next week.
All right.
Peace.
Thank you for listening to Super Duty Tough Work. Subscribe to the podcast on iTunes. Follow the podcast on SoundCloud.
complex that nobody know about. I mean, super duty tough work.